Good afternoon, Link Companies. My name is Matt. Today I'll be showing you how to set up your brand new iPad with brandwise, your Bluetooth scanner, and also email. So you can email order copies directly from your iPad. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so here we have your new iPad and your Bluetooth scanner. We're going to set the scanner aside, start with the iPad first. So, in your new iPad, here we go. Let's go ahead and open it up. And your pretty new iPad. So you have your wall adapter, your USB cable, little documentation here. I'm going to take these two and just set them aside for now. I'm going to take this protective cover off. Alright, so to start, you hold this top button and it will turn on. Alright, so it's going to run through an initial setup, ask you what language, what country, and the first thing you need to do is connect it to a Wi-Fi network. We'll use this one here. Okay, so I'm going to set it up as a new iPad. If you have an Apple ID, you can go ahead and log it in now with sign in with your Apple ID. Or if you do not, you can skip this step and set it up at a later time. For now, I'm just going to skip it. You must agree to the terms and conditions. And here we're going to make a passcode. Right now, I'm not going to do it just for the sake of time. And we're going to use Siri. Alright, so get started. The first thing you want to do with your new iPad is go to settings. What we're going to do is we're going to update it. So we need to go to the latest firmware on the device. So we'll go to General and then Software Update, and it's going to check for an update. It's going to need to update to iOS version 9.1 here, and then we can download and install that. Now we're going to set up the email. So when we go in, we'll go to settings, down to mail, contacts, and calendars. We will go to add account. Our work emails are exchange accounts. And here you put in the email. And then your password. And then description. I'm just going to name it TLC for the Link Companies. What that said is it cannot verify the server, but it's okay. You can just select proceed. If these are all green, means it's connected. So you can sync your contacts, your calendars, reminders, notes alongside your mail. I'm just going to save them all. Now that the account is added, we can go back to the mail application, and why it says it doesn't, if you just refresh it, they will pop up. It might take a little bit of time to get all of your email that is in your inbox, but I assure you it will be there. Also, all of your folders and your organizational tools over here on the left hand column will all be there as well. Okay, now that we have The software updated, also your email connected. Let's go ahead and install brandwise. So here we're going to go to mybrandwise.com or my.brandwise.com. Okay, once you're at mybrandwise.com, you'll see a login screen. So for your username, you're going to put your license number. So this one, for example, is SL1076. And then you put in the password. And we're going to log in. Once you are logged in, you can scroll down and it will say tap the play icon to download and install the brandwise app. So if you press and hold the gray button, it says open in App Store. And then it'll ask you if you'd like to install it. We'll go ahead and click install. And it doesn't seem like it's doing anything, but if you go back to your home screen, you can actually see it installing here. What I like to do is I like to take it and move it and put it down here on the bottom, and it will never leave that location. So it'll always be down there no matter what screen you're on. It'll be down there at the bottom. Once it's finished downloading, oh, actually before we click on that, since we got it from the App Store, we have to tell the iPad that it's not a bad thing, it's not malicious. So if we go into settings, we'll go to general, and toward the bottom there's one that says there's an option that says profile. When we hit profile, you'll see showroom solutions, and then we just want to click trust showroom solutions, and that just tells the iPad that we know what we're doing and it's supposed to be there. So once you do that, you can click on brandwise, it'll launch the application, and then you'll put in your license number and password one more time. So again, this is SL1076, and then the password. Okay. So once it logs in, it starts to run through and update all of your information. Once you do that, you won't have to put in the license number again. You can just use your normal login as if you were logging into brandwise on your laptop. Now that we have the internet hooked up, brandwise installed, your email connected, we're going to go ahead and set up the Bluetooth scanner. So let's go ahead and log into the iPad. First thing you want to do is make sure your Bluetooth is turned on your iPad. So there's two ways of doing that. Three. We'll say three. First way, if you look up here in the right corner, there is a little symbol for Bluetooth, and that's how you know whether it's on or off. To access it, you can either go to settings, Bluetooth, and see that it's checked on, or if you come straight from the bottom and pull up, there's a quick menu there's a Bluetooth button here that you can toggle on and off. Now that it's on, let's go ahead and check the scanner out here. If you push the one that looks like a plus, or the big one, that will actually wake it up from your sleep. So we can see that it is on now. We can hold the circle button down at the bottom. If you hold that for 5 seconds, it'll beep and then it will start blinking. That means it's trying to connect. So you go into your Bluetooth devices on your iPad, and you'll see a device that says CS3070, and then it has a serial number after that. So once you see it, you can try and connect to it, and as you'll see, it will ask you to put in a 6453, or it'll say enter a code, and your code is specific to your scanner. They're not going to be the same. So to do that, obviously there's no buttons here on, there's no numbers on the scanner here itself. So what we have is in this documentation book, you have a set of barcodes. Each one corresponds to a number. So, as you can see, it will say the code, and right now, let's see, 7904. So here, let me focus it for you. Alright, so we're going to scan a 7, a 9, 0, and then 4, and then enter. And then once you hear that beep, it means it's connected. So it's that easy to set up. And to test it, we can actually go into notes. We will start a new note. And let's see, let's go with new. And once the cursor is in there, you can actually just scan barcodes. So I will hold this up here just to show. Okay, so we have the iPad and then underneath it. So if I scan some of these here, you'll see it actually shows up and scans. Alright, so that's how you know it's working. When you have this, sometimes the keyboard will pop up. If you push this this middle button here, you can actually toggle on and off your keyboard on the iPad. There we go. So if I push this button, the keyboard pops up and goes away. So if you need to type, that is how you can do it. Alright. And that is your scanner setup. Alright, now that we have your iPad set up with your email, brandwise, and your Bluetooth scanner, I think you should be ready to go. I would just want to take time and thank you guys for watching, and I hope it's beneficial for you guys. Thank you. Have a good night.